This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, we have highlights from exciting league games all around the section. In baseball, it's Rio Americano and Del Campo. Ponderosa meets Lincoln, and Oakdale takes on Downey.
Softball features the final game in the big NorCal tournament. You'll see Rio Americano and Davis meet in girls lacrosse, plus the story of the Vanden baseball team rallying around a teammate battling cancer. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Brownstein. Let's start tonight in Stockton for the first place series in the Tri-City League. The Tokay Tigers enter the week sitting on top of the standings with a 5-1 league record. Cal commit Cade Campbell with 10 big flies on the year. That's impressive.
Yep, Tokay takes on St. Mary's in the first of a three-game set on Tuesday. The Rams are 4-2 in league play and have won 8 of their last 10 games. Max Ortega has a .400 batting average with 17 runs batted in. It's Tokay and St. Mary's for the league lead. St. Mary's and Tokay in a Tri-City League showdown, first of a three-game set played on Tuesday. Gary Scanavino starts off the game with a bang. Bottom of the first, Scanavino launches a 2-run jack. Rams with the early lead and still threatening. A pop-up down the left field line. Shortstop Cade Campbell tracks it down and makes a nice catch. The Cal Berkeley commit showing up. Top of the third, Tokay as the bases juiced, a grounder to the second baseman. Roland Reyes starts the double play, but the throw at first is in the dirt. An RBI for Campbell as Ryan Oliveri scores. It's 2-1 Rams. Ryan Guidi ultimately gets out of the jam with one of his 5 punch-outs, so it's 2-1 Rams heading into the top of the fourth. Brett Grady leads off the inning with a monstrous double. That puts a runner in scoring position with no outs. Next batter is Campbell Kirkjian, and he knocks one through the left side. The runner rounding third, Scanavino in left with a strong throw to the plate, and the runner is out. Catcher Max Ortega applies the tag, and that preserves the Rams lead. But still no such luck for the Rams bats as Corey Sugg eventually settles in, K'ing up 6. 1-run ball game, top of the 7th. A leadoff single puts a runner on for Oliveri, and the freshman hits a line drive to the opposite field. It goes all the way to the fence in the right center gap. That allows Maximus DeSantiago to score from first. The freshman with an RBI double to tie it up. The next batter is another freshman, Brock Sell, and Brock drops a base hit in left, allowing Oliveri to score from second. That's Brock's 4th hit of the day. He goes 4 for 4 at the plate and would get the save in the bottom of the inning. Tokay takes home the comeback win, and here is freshman Brock Sell post-game.
We were super hyped. I mean, it's not every day that you get a top of the 7th 1-run game where you can come back and win it. Our other freshman, he got the game-tying hit, and then I came in and hit him in a second. So he's the one that's really saved the game for us.
We had DeGault Parker Ream on hand as the Warriors try to get their first win since 2016 over Liberty Ranch baseball. First inning, Joe Ortiz slaps it up the middle, but a great play from the shortstop, Cade LeCompte, getting dirty and making the play from his knees. Nothing doing for Galt in the first. In the second, Larry Peruca opened up the scoring. Oscar Romero on second, and Larry scoots it up the first base side, fair ball, and Romero comes around to score to put Galt on top 1-0. They keep it going in the third now. Joe Ortiz up to bat again. He gets a hold of that one, hits it deep towards right field, and drops in to bring in another run, and the Warriors jump out to a 2-0 lead as Mason Tisano comes on in. In the top of the fourth, Liberty Ranch trying to get something going with a runner on first and second. Maximus Adversalo takes one on the dome. Glad he's all right, and the bases are loaded. His toughness paid off. Next batter, the ball gets away, and Nathan Nelson comes in to score, and the Hawks are on the board. Bases loaded again later in the inning. 2 outs, Cade at the dish, hits a dribbler to Chris Pamplona, but he gets the force out at third. He's smooth with it. The quick step, and the inning is over, still 2-1 Galt. The bottom of the fourth, Peruca gets the base knocked to left, and then Enrique Hernandez makes contact to drive in 2 more runs to put the Warriors up 3-1. Then we continue in the inning. Joe back at the plate. He hits it just out of Cade's outstretched arms, and 2 runs are coming around to score. Galt takes a 5-1 lead, which they also did on Wednesday before the Hawks scored 8 unanswered. Can Galt hold on this time? Spoiler alert, Tyler Little was on the mound, and he was determined not to let that happen. Strikes out Hunter Maberto Ohio, and the Warriors are inching closer. One out in the 7th now. Galt can smell victory over their rivals, but Cade slaps it to right field. Looks like it's going to drop, but right into Larry's glove. What a snag. As Galt snaps a 16-game losing streak versus Liberty Ranch. I caught up with Joe after the big win for these seniors.
Well, I feel like we still got a chance, if we come out in the last few games of the season, we win them all. I feel like we can still make playoffs. So this was our last season, last time playing this team for a lot of us seniors. So, we had to come out here and put on a show.
A big softball tournament in Tracy this weekend with top section teams. Here's St. Francis and Central Catholic. The Troubadours are the first on the board. Hope Jenkins chops the ball through the left side. Amy Abweg scores from second. Hope giving her team some hope early on. The Raiders get their first base runner in the bottom of the inning, Addison Machado smacking a line drive to left for the single, but Hope Jenkins goes on to strike out the side before any damage can be done. Hope and her twin sister Gracie, future Yukon battery mates. The Raiders catcher Nolani Ramirez keeping this game a one-run game after gunning down the base stealer at second. Then it's the first baseman, Tori Stinson, showing off her defense, making the shoestring grab on the sac bunt attempt. Later in the inning, the Troubies have the bases loaded for Alexandra Garcia. The pitch is wild. Abweg scores her second run of the game, St. Francis now up 2-0. Garcia comes through a few pitches later. Machado at short gets the out at first. The fielder's choice plates a run, 3-0 Troubadours. Randy Rowling gets out of the inning with one of her 15 strikeouts on the day, allowing just 3 hits. Hope Jenkins with 13 Ks, allowing just 1 hit. And last chance for the Raiders in the bottom of the 7th. Jaslyn Rios gets a good bat on this ball, but it's an atom ball to Claire Grotine, and St. Francis gets the shutout thanks to 7 strong from Hope Jenkins. Hope talks to us after the game about this big win over a tough Raider team.
This gives us a lot of confidence. Central Catholic, they're a great team, so playing all these better teams helps us get prepared for the good teams that we're going to be facing in playoffs.
Garrison reporting here where Davis Girls Lacrosse will be hosting Rio Americana High School. Let's get things cooking with Devon Morris slithering like a snake through the defense for the point. Raiders then answer back Alea Delera to Gina Goretti to tie it up all at 1 with 20 minutes left to go. But the Blue Devils, Colette Caius, with the behind the net assist to Devin Hawks for the score. Then Caius passed to Alicia Holman Evans, who catches it on the move, switches lanes, and bang! 9-1 Davis leads with 10 minutes left to go. More Blue Devils. This time Taylor Lubin crosses over her defender, and boom! Went solo on that score. Morris with the pump fake and dime to Caius, who fires it in. Blue Devils are scorching hot right now. Ball movement and cutting seems to be the key to success for Davis. That was Tori Agnew to Katie McMullen. 13-1 Davis leads with 4 minutes left to go. Next, Agnew going into her bag with a shifty move, turns on the Jets for the point. 15-1 Davis leads at the half. McMullen to Gabriel Laguerra, bullseye. Had to do the quick double check, and it's good. McMullen around the net and lasers one in right here. Bam! 18-1 Davis leads with under 12 minutes left to go in the game. Finally, Delera to Busy Lynch. Raiders get 1 more point up there. However, it was way too late for a comeback in this one. The Blue Devils run away with it. 20-2 was the final score. Agnew led Davis with 4 goals.
Time now for the Players of the Week. These players are chosen for their standout performances from games played last week. Our first Player of the Week is Dakota Kennedy from Sheldon Softball. Sheldon remains undefeated in league after the 7-3 win over a very good St. Francis team. Kennedy went 3 for 4 at the plate with 2 home runs. Kennedy will play at the University of Arizona next season.
Our second Player of the Week is Christian Green from Lathrop Boys Volleyball. The Spartans beat an undefeated Ripon Christian team in 5 sets last week. Christian had 18 kills in the win. His team improving to 22-0 on the season. Christian Green and Dakota Kennedy, this week's Players of the Week.
Stanford Healthcare brings us important tips so athletes can perform at their very best.
Here's Dr. Joseph Donnelly with this week's Stanford Health Tip.
The ACL is located centrally within the knee joint and plays a critical role in rotational stability during athletic play. It is often injured with a non-contact twisting motion. Players describe feeling a painful pop and develop swelling, and note instability in the knee during twisting activities. Treatment requires reconstruction surgery using a tendon graft, and successful surgical outcomes are determined by many different factors, but the timing of return to sports may be the most important. Most athletes return to their sport around 1 year from surgery once they have passed return to play testing.
Coming up, our first SunPower Electric game. It's the final game of the Mark Dickens Invitational with Downey and Oakdale.
Then it's Manteca and undefeated Linden on the softball field. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
You can't put a price on good sleep, but at Mattress Firm's Unjoke Your Sleep sale, you can get up to 60% off top-selling brands, like Sealy Queen mattresses starting at $279.99. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $499 value. Or shop Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America, in stock for immediate delivery, and get a $300 instant gift. And get 0% interest for 60 months with your Mattress Firm credit card. Only at Mattress Firm.
Welcome back to the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi's Stadium. Our first SunPower Electric game tonight is the championship game of the Mark Dickens Invitational, hosted by Oakdale.
Downey joins the Mustangs for the final game after beating league opponent Greg Gorey in the semifinal round. Oakdale looking to win its own tournament with a win over the Knights. It's our first SunPower Electric game. Our Parker Ream was there.
Electric game.
Parker Ream out here at Oakdale High School for the Mark Dickens Invitational Championship featuring Oakdale and Downey. Both teams could benefit from some much needed momentum heading into the final stretch of league play. We start with Oakdale. They sit one game back of Central Catholic for the top spot in the Valley Oak League. Johnny Wiley has been huge for the Mustangs all year, batting .455. We'll see what he does today. As for Downey, a league championship might be out of the cards, but a win against a good Oakdale team would be a big win for the Knights. Camden Rush, the dual sport athlete, has driven in 15 RBIs this season. Let's see if he can come through in the title game. You guys know the drill. It's Oakdale taking on Downey in this week's SunPower Electric game. So let's get right into our electric highlights because there were a lot of them. Nate Criswell on the mound for the Mustangs. He ran into some trouble in the top of the first. Force out at second, but the damage was done. Up 2-0 already. David Jones drives in another run. Downey leads 3-0, but Oakdale responded right away. Preston Vieira rips one to left field, and that one's dropping in for the 2 RBI double. Mustangs tie it up at 3 heading into the second. So in the second, more runs from Downey. 2 bases loaded walks, push the Downey lead to 2 runs, then David Jones delivers again. Hits well, the outfielder can't come up with it. 2 runs come around to score, and Downey takes an 8-3 lead. This may seem like it just happened, because it literally did. Last inning, Preston up to bat again and hits at Oppo. The base knock drives in 2 runs, and Oakdale scores 4 in the second to pull within 1 run. Continuing the comeback, John Wiley up to bat next. Makes solid contact here out to center field. Jones ranging back and makes a nice play here to get the out, but Wiley made his impact. The sac fly brings in a run, and we're tied up at 8 apiece, and it's only the 3rd inning. Mustangs score 1 more to take the 9-8 lead, and then Devin Rogers came in and absolutely mowed down the Downey bat. Strikes out Ethan Rowland right there, 1 of 4 strikeouts on the day for him. And I'm sure the run production helped as well. The shallow looper for Donovan Johnson drops in, and Jacob Brazil scores. Oakdale on the charge. Then it's Wiley at the plate on this one again. Bases loaded and just the right spot for one of your best hitters. Unloads on this one, just short of the fence, but still good for a bases clearing double. Wiley had 6 RBIs on the day, so we jump to the 5th. Oakdale up 17-8 now, rattling off 14 straight runs, make it 15 straight. Tate Casaretto doubles down the left field line, and that's ball game. Not the kind of run rule you see every day, but Oakdale's bats come alive, and Devin Rogers holds it down on the mound to crown the Oakdale Mustangs in the Mark Dickens Invitational 18-8 by run rule.
These guys are probably, I don't have any brothers, so these guys are the closest to brothers I'll ever get, and I would never let them go. It tells me that, as I said, we have a lot of great things we can do. We just need to keep our heads up for the last 4 games, and let's just hope we can do the best we can do.
For our SunPower Electric game, I'm Parker Ream, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Brian Mueller saying hello Tuesday afternoon from Linden, where the undefeated Lions were sorting out some handshake issues before their game against Manteca. We'll pick it up top two. The bases bursting with Buffaloes. Bria Vieira lines it up the middle. That brings home Nielis Torres, and Manteca leads 1-0. Later in the inning, 2 on for Bailey Willenbrink, and she places this perfectly down the left field line. 2 runs come home, and it's 3-0. Meanwhile, Torres was having a torrid day in the circle, throwing some heat, gets the strikeout here to end the second. And she also got some help from her defense. Second and third, nobody out for the Lions in the third, but Willenbrink snatches the liner and doubles the runner off third for the double play. The Buffs get out of the inning unscathed. Fourth inning now, a runner on second for Jessica Almeida. She goes up the middle. Willenbrink hustling around for another Manteca run to make it 4-0. Later in the inning, Elon James up with 2 on, and she hits a line drive with something under it to left. That clears the fence for a 3-run homer, part of a 4 RBI game for her, and Manteca now leads 7-0. Linden will get on the board in the bottom half when Jacqueline Mercer grounds out to short. Emily Schallberger scores 7-1. It's now 8-2 in the 6th. Manteca adding to their lead when Rihanna Ladd gets just enough of this to push it past the pitcher. She beats the throw, and another run comes home to make it 9-2. The Lions fighting until the very end, though. It's 11-2, bottom 7 when Violet Kent hits it through the middle of the diamond. In comes Lily Alonso, 11-3. But Grace Rosas would close out the game on a liner to Willenbrink, and the Buffs take it 11-3. They are now 14-4 on the season.
Coming up, the first place series in the Capital Athletic League with Del Campo and Rio Americano.
Then you'll meet this week's inspirational athlete. It's Tristan Castro from Bandon. But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section softball top 10 poll.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
Welcome back to the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium. Del Campo enters the week 7-2 in Capital Athletic League play. Hayden Hughes is batting .440 for the Cougars with 20 RBIs on the year. The Cougars' 3-game series with Rio Americano this week is sure to have league title implications.
Absolutely. Rio Americano 4-2 in league play coming into the week. Senior Jake Marr leads the team with 18 RBIs on the year. Del Campo took home the win in Game 1. Game 2 being played at Del Campo on Wednesday.
Brian Mueller here with a loose Del Campo team Wednesday afternoon as they host Rio Americano. Bottom 2, Del Campo trying to move the runners to second and third, but the throw gets away and Hayden Hughes comes home with the first run of the game. Later in the inning, Logan McCord chops it to short, Caden Belowian taking the only play he has at first, but that plates another to make it 2-0. Still bottom 2, it's another play to short, but this time the throw gets away and the Cougars wind up with a 3 spot in the second. But the Raiders answer in the third, runner on second for Jake Marr, and he smokes this one to left. That brings in Davis Grawley, and it's 3-1. Still top 4, Chase Christensen up. He hammers it deep to left center. That gets to the wall and plates another, and Rio is down just a run. But not for long. Second and third for Reese Christensen, and the liner to center will drop. 2 runs come in, and the Raiders have a 4-3 lead. Fourth inning now, Rio with a runner at second, and he is on the move, but Hughes with a blind sweep tag to get the third out to end the inning. And the Del Campo comeback starts in the bottom half of the inning. A wild pitch, Thomas Martinez comes home with the tying run. Then with a runner on third, it's the pitcher, Matt Moses, driving it to left. plenty deep for Tyler Walton to score, and the Cougars are back on top 5-4. And speaking of Moses, he really settled down after the third, gets the K to end the Raiders' fifth. Then in the bottom half, Del Campo gets some insurance, a runner on for Surreal Haro, and he hits this deep to left and to the wall. Another run scores, and Haro wants some seconds standing on second. Bottom six now, Cougars trying to tack on, hit out to center, but Davis Grawley closing in and makes the diving catch. Top seven, Raiders with a tying run at the plate, 2 outs, but Moses closes it with a K to seal the 6-4 victory. And sweet Fassy Moses, the Cougars are in first place in the Capital Athletic League after the win.
Every week we bring you the stories of athletes who inspire us.
Tristan Castro from Vanden worked his whole life for a chance to be on the Vikings varsity baseball team, but bad news awaited Tristan after he got that chance. Our sports reporter Parker Ream tells us how the Vanden community is rallying around Tristan to beat the odds.
When you watch from behind the fence, it's easy to see why Vanden is quickly turning heads in the Monticello Empire League.
You know, we had a strong team coming into this season. We were kind of defending the MEL championship that we won last year.
The Vikings are in great position to defend that title, with every swing of the bat becoming more important as the season draws to a close.
The guys have answered to the bell. They've put in a lot of work from fall all the way through winter break. You know, everyone's made their mark on this team.
But the most important swing of the season already happened.
I was just excited. It was kind of not a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but something that I've been waiting for.
In the opening game against American Canyon.
It was the bottom of the 5th inning when Tristan doubled down the left field line, driving in 2 runs.
Vanden Jr. Tristan Castro's 2 RBI double was his first career varsity hit, something that his friends thought would be just the spark he needed.
To come in from the bench and to get that double, and I bet it really filled him up and it felt good for him.
Tristan had high hopes as well, finally getting to play with teammates he's known his whole life.
I've played with these seniors since I was a freshman, so this team means a lot to me. They're like family.
Tristan was poised to fight for a spot on the team, but it was the fight within his own body that took up his time.
Again, it was a hard conversation to hear. You're kind of full of different emotions and shock.
I'll continue to say this, but if I could switch places with him, I totally would.
Just 2 weeks after his first hit, Tristan and his family took a hit of their own. Doctors diagnosed Tristan with alveolar rhabdomyosarcoma, or ARMS. ARMS is a type of cancer that originates in the arms and legs and requires intense treatment.
It's a feeling that you can't describe. It's kind of just like you're running through all these emotions. You're not happy at all, but you're just sad, you're mad, and you go back to being sad. It's kind of like a lot of emotions running through your head.
I feel helpless at times because I don't know how to help him. I don't know what to do.
The diagnosis sat Tristan down for the rest of the baseball season. But while it would be easy to just accept defeat, Tristan's positivity shined a positive light.
His positivity and he was just always positive. He's full force. He's all gas, no brakes. That's how Tristan is. And I think he 100% will beat this.
Word of Tristan's disease spread quickly throughout the Vanden community, and they responded in a huge way, with teams in the MEL also lending their hands in support throughout the past few weeks.
Opponents from Vacaville, Benicia, Wilsey Wood, all of our MEL teams have really kind of chipped in and showed their support in the community and towards Tristan and the family. So it doesn't surprise me that our community has responded as much as they have, and it's been a real blessing to see that.
Nearly 4 weeks after the diagnosis, the Vanden community showed out in full force, honoring Tristan with a special ceremony before the varsity game against Fairfield and capping it off with an honorary first pitch.
All right, give it up for Tristan.
Just to have a day for me, I would expect that to be like my birthday, but I mean, it's really cool these shirts are cool. They're just supporting me. It's crazy.
The baseball community in Solano County has just been fantastic. It's huge, and this whole event right here, it means a lot.
Tristan's season may be over, but the message remains the same. Keep fighting and make every hit count.
He will finish the season batting a perfect 1,000. His slugging percentage of 2,000. and his OPS 3,000. Those sound like numbers to someone who's going to beat cancer.
With a community that's TCAT strong behind him, I like those odds too. Reporting in Fairfield, Parker Ream, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Hey, TCATs on me! TCATs on 3! 1, 2, 3, TCATs!
Tristan and his mom traveled to San Diego shortly after the ceremony for an intense 6-week treatment plan. His family is hopeful that it'll pay off and Tristan will win his fight with cancer.
Yeah, and with all of that support, that is really going to help a lot. All right, coming up, the Mattress Firm Perfect Match in the big NorCal tournament played in Tracy.
Then boys volleyball action with Monterey Trail and Wood Creek. But first, here's this week's Spirit Corner featuring the Rockland drill team.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thinking Heroes, like empowered men built to win who help provide food and shelter to men in need. We're even donating $50 for every vehicle sold. Shop our great lineup of new Toyotas in person or at tracytoyota.com and get specials like this during the Make It Yours sales event. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
You can't put a price on good sleep, but at Mattress Firm's Unjoke Your Sleep sale, you can get up to 60% off top-selling brands, like Sealy Queen mattresses starting at $279.99. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $499 value. Or shop Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America, in stock for immediate delivery and get a $300 instant gift. And get 0% interest for 60 months with your Mattress Firm credit card. Only at Mattress Firm.
49ers Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Healthcare, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics. And by SunPower, proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers. Let's go back to the Tracy tournament. Brian Mueller here to see a pitching duel between Oakdale and Elk Grove in our Mattress Firm Perfect Match. The Thundering Herds ace is Aisa Silva, but she gets in a little trouble here in the first. Amanda Bricker loops this into center, and the Mustangs have first and second with 2 out. But Silva comes right back with a K to escape the inning unscathed. Delaney Everett is the boss in the circle for Oakdale, and she was bringing it as well. Gets the strikeout to end the top of the second. In the Mustangs half of the inning, Reagan Everett finds a hole through the right side and is on with a base hit. But you'll see a theme developing here. Runs were hard to come by. Once again, Silva strands a runner with a strikeout to end the inning. Third inning now. Elk Grove trying to get something going. It's a dribbler in front of the plate, but here comes Everett to pounce on it and fires it to first for the out. Bottom 3, more of the same from Hayo Silva. Another strikeout, and we're still scoreless after 3. That will be the case in the 5th when the Mustangs have the go-ahead run on first, but Mo Burner unloads a throw and gets the runner trying to swipe second, and that ends the inning. 6th inning now. Elk Grove looking for its second hit of the game, but Presley Barnes right there to get the out at first, and this game would run out of time before anyone could play a run. It ends in the 6th scoreless, just 3 combined hits in the game.
Heading back out to Tracy for action from the NorCal tournament with Lincoln taking on Ceres. The Fighting Zebras threatening in the top of the first. Gianna Domenici slaps the ball through the right side. The ball finds its way into right field. Araceli Jaimes comes in to score. The Fighting Zebras up 1-0 after 1. But the Bulldogs tie the game up in the bottom half when Isabella Giraldes hits a long fly ball to left. Alize Cole comes in to score. Giraldes with the stand-up RBI double, but the Zebras back at it in the top of the second. Ava Tingy hits a base hit up the middle to bring home Abby Feliz, and the Fighting Zebras now with runners on the corners for Alessandra Ramirez, and that's going to bring home quite a few Zebras. A shot in the right center gap scores Lauren Holcomb and Tingy, and Ramirez's RBI triple makes it a 4-1 Lincoln Fighting Zebra lead. The starter for Lincoln is Ava Domenici pitching to her twin Gianna. Ava would lead the game after 2 innings, allowing just that 1 run. The Bulldogs pitcher Isabella Giraldes settling in on the mound as she gets the K there to bring her offense onto the field. Bottom of the fourth, now 5-3 Lincoln, bases loaded for Ava. Monte Dioca, and the slapper finds the gap. Now it's a one-run game. Seren Martinez is next in line, and she hits it hard to the left side. Natalie Gomez is the tying run. It's 5-all. Brooklyn Heffernan is the Bulldogs' number 6 hitter, and Brooklyn hits a fly ball to right. It falls. That scores Carly Hernandez and Geraldez. The Bulldogs with a major 2-out rally in the fourth. Maddie Schultz, the line drive to center field. That hit finds the gap, and the shot brings home 2 runs, and Tournament Rules stops the game at 1 hour and 40 minutes. So the Bulldogs take home the 12-5 win in 4 innings, improving to 13-8 on the year.
Garrison reporting here where Wood Creek Boys Volleyball will be hosting Marshall High School. First at Koa Nguyen to Manmeet Singh for the point off of Luke Sharon. 3-2 Timberwolves lead. Then Andrew Taylor sets to Jackson Bush for the kill. Bang, bang. Next Taylor to Nico Nielsen, who goes sky high for the Superman spike. 21-10 Timberwolves lead. Nguyen to Jacob Say-Chow, who gets it blocked by Taylor. Timberwolves take set 1, 25-12. Second set, Nguyen to John, who Wong sends it home. 10-8, Wood Creek leads. Ben Cohen dives for the save. Caden Shower sets it to Bush, who taps it over 2 defenders for the point. But Nguyen to Luong. Boom! Mustangs trying to shift the momentum, only trailing 19-15. Moments later, Deshaun Bradley denies Say-Chow. Timberwolves showing off the defense. Taylor to Nielsen. What goes up must come down. Timberwolves go on to take set 2, 25-16. Third set, Nguyen to Say-Chow. Mustangs again start off a set great, only trailing 10-8. However, Taylor to Nielsen is going to be a dangerous and lethal combo. More Wood Creek. Andrew Gordon hits it. Luong returns it, but Nielsen drills it for the point. 18-11, Timberwolves lead. Ryan Bandy with a nice dig to Shower, who sets it to Bradley, who goes and smashes it off D. Ryan Brown. Timberwolves going to take set 3, 25-16. Wood Creek takes the match 3-0. Nielsen led the Timberwolves with 21 kills. Wood Creek improves to a 23-5 record.
Coming up, it's Whitney and Rockland in Sierra Foothill League play.
Then Weston St. Mary's in boys volleyball. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. Rockland and Whitney meeting this week in a battle for the Sierra Foothill League lead. Whitney comes into the week tied with Oak Ridge at 4-2. Junior Jace Gilmore is having a great season, batting .385 with 15 RBIs.
Yeah, and the Thunder coming into this week just a game behind the Wildcats. Senior Brandon Larson leading his team with 19 RBIs on the year. Rockland and Whitney in the first of a 3-game set played on Tuesday at Rockland.
Showdown in Rockland, both teams sending their aces out. Rockland goes with Stanford-bound Torin O'Haron, and Whitney counters with Jace Gilmore. Bottom 1, Rockland with 2 on, trailing by 1, but a great defensive play by Nathan Erickson going to his left and getting the out at second to end the inning. Torin O'Haron was bringing the heat early on as he gets the whiff. The senior was hitting the low 90s with his fastball in the contest. But not to be outdone, Jace Gilmore was just as effective with his stuff. Both pitchers had 4 punch-outs in the game. Top 3 now, and Rockland showing off their glove work as Aiden Frost with a diving snag at third and the one hopper over to Brandon Larson for the putout to end the inning. That play got the Rockland bats going as they tie the game up at 1. Jake Epperson smacks the pitch past the diving shortstop and into left field for a single. Jack Hyde comes in to score, and it's all evened up. Rockland looking for more, but Jace Gilmore gets a ground ball to Jax Jimenez over to Luke Euler and on to Jonathan Vivak for the double play to end the inning. Top 4 now, Tyler Allen on third for Whitney, and a big at-bat for Jace Gilmore as he helps himself out with this RBI single. He beats the throw out at first. Great play by Jack Peterson just to get to the ball. Allen is in. It's 2-1 Whitney. Check out Brock O'Haron rocking the mic. Yeah, boy. And the 6th, rocking goes to the pen, and Troy Yultson does a nice job shutting down Whitney bats for the last 2 innings. But Gilmore and the Wildcats answered the bell and did not let Rockland come close to scoring. Allen with the final out, and the game is over. Whitney takes game 1 in the Quarry Series. 2-1 is the final score. We caught up with Jace Gilmore after the game.
I knew they were going to be a good team. They got a bunch of good dudes, tough hitters. They see a lot of pitches. They really make me work out there. But at the end of the day, I mean, we just had some better bats and got some needly hits at the right time and ended up winning 2-1.
Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way. Senior night at St. Mary's, the Rams facing West High for a game that will likely decide the Tri-City League title. First set, Armand Thadwal receives it. Sam Monke back sets it to Stan Ustach, who hammers it home. But later in the set, it's West with a 5-point lead. Hamza Shearer feeds it to Leith Bayou, who hits it. Bayou! That brings up set point. Sean Costales with the dig, and Hamza Shearer, the setter, fools everyone as he goes for the point on the second hit. West takes the first set. Second set, now Chauncey Archangel and Shearer pair up for Saloma Talimali, and Saloma hits hard. But St. Mary's with a few hard hitters of their own. Keegan Schneider takes the set from Monke and finds nothing but court for the Rams. A few points later, Wolfpack setter Hamza Shearer makes an interesting choice to set it to Bayou in the back row. And when you can make back row kills like that, it's no wonder Leith was on the court for every point in this match. Daniel Grover is also a big piece of the Wolfpack's front row, and West goes on to take the 2-set lead. But this match is far from over. Ram setter snags a point here. Monke tipping it over on the second touch. Later is set point for St. Mary's. Schneider seals the third set victory with the ace, so West up 2-1. And in the fourth, it was all Rams. Schneider with a big-time block there. And here is set point for St. Mary's. Ezra Van Tassel receives the serve. Then it's Monke to Daniel Huerte. And after dropping the first 2 sets, the Rams take West to a 5th and final set. Monke to Ustach, and Stan makes that shot count. And now here is the Rams with match point. Daniel Huerte brings it home. The Rams improve to 8-1 in Tri-City League play, and with 2 games left, the Rams might have just earned themselves the Tri-City League title.
Switching back over to lacrosse now, and it's senior night out at Folsom. Big shout out to Coach Fox for including the 4 Del Oro seniors, as well as all seniors feeling the love in this night. Enough of that, we got a game to play. A game of Rochambeau? Forget the coin flip, we got ourselves a shoot-off. Number 23, Juju leader of Folsom, comes out on top with a rock over Scissors, and the finishing blow, Scissors on top. For the real game now, first half, and the Bulldogs come out firing. Allie Overmeyer getting the pick or the screen or whatever it was, and it works as she scores the first goal for the Bulldogs. Then it's Overmeyer again on the break. She shoots it in just like that, 2-0 Folsom. Del Oro down 3-1 now, and that's when Hadley Geek from behind the net, she goes side angle and scores. Then Del Oro ties the game up at 3 as Callie Pepperman was running like a woman possessed to score. She does, and just like that, we're all knotted up at 3. Then check out this pass by Jeek to Caitlin Perry. Nice crossfield pass and finish. The Golden Eagles have scored 4 straight. After a Folsom timeout, the Dogs regroup and push one past the netminder as Juju leader can do it all. Rochambeau with the best of them and score goals. When Presley McIntyre scores on the 8-meter possession, the Golden Eagles lead by 3. It's the second half now. Jeek, she can't do the shake and bake move, so she goes crossfield pass to a wide open Jocelyn Martin for the goal. D.O. up 10-7. Folsom responds as Gabby Gibson was playing like Debbie Gibson. She's red hot. She's playing like red hot. Dogs down 1, but it would be Del Oro on this night as Martin attacking and scoring one of her 3 goals in the game. One more time, it's Riley Solters whipping it in, and the Golden Eagles win on the road 14-11 as both teams get ready for league playoffs starting up very soon.
Each week we present the Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Athlete Award goes to Jalen Plaster from Linden Softball, the sophomore pitcher with a very good 3.85 GPA.
Coming up, our second SunPower Electric game as Ponderosa and Lincoln meet up.
Then it's Union Mine and Liberty Ranch Softball as 49ers Sac-Hi Sports rolls along.
You can't put a price on good sleep, but at Mattress Firm's Unjoke Your Sleep sale, you can get up to 60% off top-selling brands, like Sealy Queen mattresses starting at $279.99. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $499 value. Or shop Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America, in stock for immediate delivery, and get a $300 instant gift. And get 0% interest for 60 months with your Mattress Firm credit card. Only at Mattress Firm.
We got next, we ready to flex, we're ready to rock, headed to the top. We got next, can't settle for less. I'ma need your best, so give it all you got.
Kennedy Schonauer makes space with 4 defenders around her and fires from 31 yards out and hits it perfectly.
Settle for less. I'ma need your best, so give it all you got. We got next. Number 1, numero uno. Front page in the news, yeah, now you know. For the win, blood, sweat, tears in the gym. Harder than the rest.
The Foothill Valley League is coming down to the wire. The Oakmont Vikings are the only team left undefeated entering the week. Lincoln and Ponderosa playing a 3-game series this week. The winner will keep its league title hopes alive.
It's coming down to the wire.
Down to the wire.
What wire? And why is it coming down to the wire?
That is such a great question. I'm trying to figure out where that metaphor comes from.
The second game of the series is our SunPower Electric game. Mark Willis was there.
Electric game.
That's right, the chase is on for Oakmont. Lincoln has a chance to catch the Vikings, and so does Ponderosa. But the Bruins would love nothing more than to ruin the Lincoln's chances of winning the league title. Pondo will give the ball to Ricky Larson to slow down those Lincoln bats. Speaking of bats, junior Nick Zuccaro leads the team in hits, and Jack Moore leads the team in runs scored. As for Lincoln, it all starts with the man they call Seabass, Sebastian Edwards. The Sac State commit is their strongest pitcher and hitter. Sophomore Jake Redding has been great behind the plate, and up the middle, shortstop Kenny Winters and center fielder Johnny Bowser anchor the defense. Well, that's all that I got, so here's the SunPower Electric game. As the Zebras take the field behind Sebastian Edwards, riding a 12-game winning streak. Top of the second, Pondo with the runner on, but Seabass, he has a new nickname. Let's call him Sebs. He gets the punch out, and Lincoln avoids any issues. In the third, Lincoln with runners on the corners for Johnny Bowser, and he gaps one to left center. The ball's not caught, so scoring from third is Noah Narker, and just like that, Lincoln leads at 1-0. Still 1-0. Top of the fifth now, Nick Zuccaro on second, and big Aiden Arnett belts this offering over the left field wall for a 2-run blast, and that gives the Bruins a lead and a selfie to boot. Bottom fifth, Ricky Larson was grooving on the hill, getting one of his 8 strikeouts on the night, and he kept the Zebras off balance as well. In the sixth now, pitch hitting is Logan Suhausik, singling home Alex Reel from third, and the Bruins now lead at 3-1. Bottom half of the sixth, Lincoln needs base runners, but the Bruins D was not having it. Ian Holt making the nice running catch, and to top it off, Arnett snags this hot shot at third to end the inning for the Zebras. Top of the seventh now, at the plate, Nick Zuccaro, and he gets all this one. To the windows, to the wall, this baby's gone. Zuccaro, skeet, 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 all around the bases, 4-1. Man, make it 5-1 as Riel bangs this pitch to the outfield. On the play, Arnett crosses the plate. Ponderosa wins on the road 5-1, and this league race just got that much tighter. We caught up with the man with the hot stick after the game.
It felt really good. We had to get this win, and at the end of the day, big win. I know in football we have a big rivalry with these guys. Baseball not as big, but they've been, talking a lot in the dugout. It feels really good to go out here and kick the butt.
In Lincoln, for the SunPower Electric game, I'm Mark Willis, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Parker remount at the Galt Sports Complex. Liberty Ranch putting Tatiana Blass in the circle to try to remain at the top of the league standings. First inning, she got some help from her infield, strikes out the batter, and the throw from Bailey Bakken to Sierra Dunnigan, who applies the tag. In the bottom half, the Hawks blew this one wide open. Natalie Vigil gets the base knock to drop in, and Sierra comes around to score, getting Liberty Ranch on the board. Then it's the pitcher giving herself some run support. She slaps this one to left field to drive in 2 runs, and the Hawks are taking flight early. We jump 5-0 to score. Sharia Turner hits the dribbler to Savannah Warman, who makes a nice play from her knees. On to first for the out, but the damage was done, 6-0. Then later in the inning, it's Vigil at the plate again. She shoots it up the middle for the base hit. Again, that brings in Grayson Graviette, and suddenly it's 9-0. Fast forward a few batters, 10-0 we go, and Tatiana up to bat once more. She hits it to deep left center. Another run comes in to score as Blass slides into third for the triple, 11-0 after the first inning. They weren't done there. In the second, Maylee Arter makes solid contact in the outfield over the center fielder's head to drive in 2 more runs with a stand-up triple. And today was just Natalie's day at the plate. She gets 1 more base hit in the second inning, part of a 3 RBI day for her to bring in Grayson one more time. 16-0 after just 2 innings. But the Diamondbacks weren't going to be shut out because in the 5th inning, Natalie in the circle now, Madison Brown delivers the hit to center and a slide into third to bring in 2 runs. Then it's Savannah up to bat later in the inning, and she does more damage. The base hit just over the right fielder's outstretched arms. Diamondbacks trying to mount a comeback, but Vigil would put this one on ice. 2 out. She strikes out the final batter as Liberty Ranch stays in sole possession of first place in the SBCL with a 16-5 win.
Remember, all of the game footage we shoot is available for purchase on our website. Go to 49ers Sac-Hi-Sports.com. We will send you the entire game digitally.
Follow us on social media for lots of fun and exciting content. Our Instagram story is a great way to keep updated on scores, news, and so much more. 49ers.Sac-Hi is our handle on Instagram and Twitter.
Coming up, the big game in the Sierra Foothill League with Folsom and Del Oro.
Then it's Delta taking on Woodland Christian in baseball. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports will be right back.
The Del Oro softball team is the only team left undefeated in the Sierra Foothill League coming into the week. The Golden Eagles are 8-0 in league, 17-1 overall, and led by Olivia Robeson. The Idaho State commit is batting .467 with 20 RBIs and 7 home runs.
Yeah, she's really good. The Folsom Bulldogs are 5-2 in league play and need a win over Del Oro to keep their title hopes alive. Emma Fallon will look to keep the Golden Eagles' hot bats at bay. The senior has allowed just 3 earned runs all season long, striking out 105 batters. Del Oro and Folsom in an important league battle played on Wednesday.
Nick Pecoraro here with the top 2 teams in the SFL. Del Oro putting a 14-game win streak on the line at Folsom Wednesday. Bulldog ace Emma Fallon gets things going by striking out the side in the first, and in the bottom half her offense would pick her up. 1 on for Haley Scott, who punches one up the middle. That scores Gracie Carpenter to make it 1-0 Bulldogs. Later in the first, Haven Slamma sends a fly ball to left. That's deep enough to score Scott from third, and it's 2-0. Still in the first, this pitch gets away from the Del Oro catcher, and Christina Jones races home from third to make it 3-0 Folsom after 1. Same score in the bottom of the 5th. Jones on second after a leadoff double, but Slamma likes where Christina's standing better. She decides to trade places. Slamma with the ground rule double and a thumbs up. Folsom adds another run in the 5th to make it 5-0. Fallon cruising in the 6th until Olivia Robeson with her SFL leading 8th home run of the season. Del Oro leads the section with 29 dingers. Suddenly it's 5-2. Top 7, Fallon trying to close it out. Freshman Abby Davidson's liner scoots away from the third baseman, spooking the cameraman. Del Oro gets the tying run to the plate with just 1 out. Kaylee Lugowski cuts into the lead with the sac fly to score Delaney Osborne, and it's 5-3. But to Fallon, pressure is a privilege. It's tattooed right there on her pitching arm. Her 12th strikeout of the game slams the door on Del Oro. Folsom stops Dio's 14-game win streak. The Bulldogs have won 5 in a row of their own, and the SFL just got a little more interesting. Emma Fallon talks about the late game pressure after the game.
I feel that to be expected of something is a gift, and the pressures that come with that is truly a privilege. And for me, it's been my life motto, and I continue to live by it every day, especially out on the mound.
Big first place showdown in the CVC. Delta and Woodland Christian meet up, and both teams have not lost a league game. Delta with the early 1-0 lead, and pitcher Zach Harley was able to wiggle his way out of trouble in the 2nd inning, getting the strikeout. Then Woodland Christian loads him up in the 3rd for Xander Jimenez, who chopper is too hot to handle, and on the play, Evan Billman comes in to score and roll tight at 1. It's now 2-1, and check that, make it 3-1 on this hit by Ethan Johns. That scores Wyatt Bickle from third. Cardinals putting it up a crooked number in the 3rd inning. I'm showing a picture of the flag blowing in the wind because this became a factor. Fly ball to center, but wait! The ball lands almost where the shortstop should be, and that allows Evan Billman to score from third on Bickle's hit in the 4th inning. The next batter paid attention to that, and Jimenez smacks the pitch high and deep in the air to left. It gets caught up in the jet stream, and it leaves the yard. A 3-run job, and this game has been blown wide open. Get it? Blown wide open. I love myself. To the 5th then, Delta gets a few runs back as Zaida Rubio is on third, and he will score on this Hunter Benz single to right center. The Saints get 2 in that inning, trail by 2. In the bottom half of the inning, Billman steps up for Woodland Christian, and he unloads on this offering. It's a solo shot for Evan Billman, and that's all they would need on this day as the Cardinals go on to win, and 10-run Delta, 13-3 is your final. We caught up with the freshman slugger after the game.
they're a tough team. You have to jump on them early, and that's what we did. They scored that one in the first, and then we responded, which was tough, was good, and then we just kept the pressure the rest of the game.
Sandberg reporting here, and it's senior night here at Del Oro High. In a cool moment before the game, Del Oro's head coach Jeff Schway got to celebrate senior night with his son Colton during the pregame ceremony. Now let's get right to the action. Del Oro would strike first. Jackson McBroom runs to his right and fires it into the net to give the Golden Eagles an early lead. But the Wildcats were looking to close the gap. Spencer Easton winds up for the shot, and that one is good to keep the score close. But the Golden Eagles were on top of their game. Joey O'Shea passes it over the goal to Max Oshetsky, and his goal is good as Del Oro would hold a steady lead. And the Golden Eagles were looking to add some more. Colton Schweg gets the pass, winds up for the target, and bang, he hits the bullseye as Del Oro would tack on another score to their lead. But the Wildcats were determined to cut their deficit. Logan Brown runs to the front of the goal and just manages to sneak it past the goalkeeper, but it counts just the same. The Golden Eagles would leave 5-4 at the half. On to the second half now, and the Wildcats came out hot. Logan Sindelar takes it upfield and hits the goal with the over-the-top slam as Whitney is making this game really interesting. But the Golden Eagles had no intention of letting their lead slip. McBroom sends it up to Schweg, and his shot finds the back of the net as Del Oro was holding their lead. But not for long. Brown receives the pass, has a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he comes out victorious. And in the blink of an eye, the Wildcats have tied the score up towards the end of the game. And Whitney could feel their momentum. Sindelar looks towards the goal, gets knocked off balance, but the recovery is flawless, and he hits the game-winning shot to complete the comeback win Tuesday night. The Wildcats win the come-from-behind victory with a final score of 12-11.
Coming up, we will choose the play of the week. This could be the play of the week, maybe not.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section top 10 baseball poll.
Time now for the play of the week.
It's the Maniac Mark Willis right here with us to list off a few contenders and then award the play of the week.
We start in Folsom, and yes, the great play is going scissors for the win by Juju Leader and Rochambeau. Now for some baseball. How about the range Ian Holt has for Ponderosa taking a hit away? How about another hit stealer, Davis Grawley of Rio Americano robbing a hit in center? Or maybe it's Cade Campbell of Tokay showing his traveling range to catch this ball in foul territory, I tell ya. But no, the play of the week, we stay in the same game as Gary Scandavino of St. Mary's throws a perfect strike to Max Ortega at home for the out. Hey y'all, left field is closed. And hey Gary, you get the play of the week.
That's the play of the week, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. Join us next week to see the inside look at the top-ranked Granite Bay rugby team. We'll see you then. Are they really